What the hell's been going on with Sony lately? They've been pumping out so many remasters and remakes, yet complaining that they don't have any original IPs. My brother in Christ, make some original games. Okay, maybe they're justified for not making new games, but they're still sitting on a load of IPs that you're not making new content for.
It's my IP to sit on and do nothing with.
I mean, the most obvious choice would be... Now, this is the section where I'll talk about Bloodborne Remastered. If it existed. I used to think that they were saving Bloodborne 2 for when their company was on the brink of bankruptcy. And then Concord happened, and then they revealed their actual hidden ace up their sleeve. Astrobot. I really don't understand why in the age of remasters, they're so scared of making a literal bajillion dollars by releasing a remaster for Bloodborne. They wouldn't even need to do that, just port the game to PC and uncap the frame rate, and the majority of people would be happy playing that instead of jerry-rigging a PS4 emulator to work on a PC. But no, Mr. Sony decides to remaster Horizon Zero Dawn, a game that still holds up to modern standards. Oh, but you see, the photos on her face can be more visible. Shut up! Granted, I've never actually played this game, so I can't talk about how much the gameplay needed fixing, but since the game is already on Steam looking absolutely beautiful, this remaster just feels so unnecessary. It's not something like the newest Dead Rising, where it actually has a purpose for existing. The original Dead Rising is an underrated masterpiece, and although the gameplay is timeless, it could definitely still use a bit of touching up graphically. Now this is what the remaster does, it takes the game and polishes up the rough edges, which is why it makes sense that they made this game. It also introduces some quality of life aspects like autosave that makes it so much more pleasant to go through in the classic. Another timeless classic is The Last of Us, a game that can still launch on my PS3 and experience that great story and gameplay. When this was released on the PS3, it was a technical marvel, and showed just how capable new technology was. And then they remastered it a year later. Like, I get it. The PS4 came out and there's their shiny new thing that they needed people to buy. The PS3 was damn powerful for its time, but it was made using Sony's proprietary firmware, so nobody actually knew how to use it. The PS4 was way more universal, thus developers could actually use it to develop their games, but give it at least 3 years to remake the entire game first. But fine, whatever, at least there was finally a definitive way to play the best version of The Last of Us. Why did they remaster it again? How many remasters can one game have? You should only need one, especially in this age of visual graphics, where it feels like games can't really get more realistic and breathtaking than now. Just look at Demon Souls. Now, you know how much of a Miyazaki simp I am. I love Miyazaki more than he loves Shoeless Woman, and Demon Souls is no exception. Now, I have a brain, so I actually haven't bought a PS5 to play literally one singular game, but just looking at the graphics comparison is all I need to see. The original game was a true innovation of what games could be, so when the remaster was revealed looking like this, it was obvious that they're going to put out a masterpiece. It's not just realistic for the sake of being realistic, it's also so stylized. They also made several quality of life changes like omnidirectional rolling, modernizing the game while still keeping its original feeling and tone. This is a remaster where the game deserved and needed it. Remasters are gonna be a natural part of a game's life cycle. Nostalgia is a damn powerful drug, and remasters are the perfect way for companies to milk that as much as possible. When a remaster is done on a game that is perfect in all other ways, it brings to life some of the visions that the original creator could not with their limited technology. That being said, when Sony creates a remaster to update a game with already damn near perfect graphics, just give us Bloodborne already, you meat munchers.
Backshots or Bloodborne Remastered.
I will pass on the backshots. Bloodborne is a masterpiece of a game, only held back by the hardware of its time. By giving Bloodborne a remaster, I would get to experience the game in a whole new light, bringing the game to its fullest as its creators intended.